Great. Hey, welcome everybody. I see a lot of familiar names on the participant list. I'm Kevin Scully, Director at 2020 Technology. Also on the 2020 team is Stephanie Rubin, who's our Director of the Collaboration Practice, and James Alder, and Tony Inchbartolo is our Chief Architect for Collaboration. 2020 Technology really is all about helping companies embrace the cloud, whether that means moving your data center to a colo or to your applications to Amazon. It could mean re-architecting your network, and of course it's moving your PBX to the cloud. We've been helping companies move their PBX to the cloud since 2013. So 7 years, which doesn't sound like a long time, but trust me, when we first started this venture, this path, we spent most of our time proselytizing that yes, it's going to work, and yes, it's secure, and yes, your employees will be able to be more productive and be able to work from anywhere at any time. So really, to me, the two key takeaways for today are, one is, 2020 Technology has been helping organizations, small and large, move their PBX to the cloud, both from an analysis and deployment standpoint. And the second takeaway is RingCentral is absolute leader in this field. We had a client that just went through a 6-month evaluation of the market that we worked with them on, and they selected RingCentral because of its integrated voice, video, web conferencing, and contact center. And that's currently being deployed as we speak. So with that, those are kind of the two key takeaways. I mean, the industry, probably why you're here on this webinar is that the UCAAS industry is going through a shakeout. I mean, there's dozens of players out there, and there's only going to be a few that survive. Kind of, if you think back at the CRM industry in the early 2000s, there was dozens, Upshot, Siebel, and today it's really Salesforce. And the same thing's going to happen in the UCAAS industry and RingCentral, or you can just look at their stock price and see that they're a leader. So with that, I will turn it over to Sam for the key content of this webinar.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit about how to keep your business going during these trying times, but also to talk a little bit about the shift in the way that we perceive work. So because of COVID, 75 million people in 150 countries around the globe have been impacted by this pandemic. And as awful as it is, some positive things have happened because of it as well. So one of the positives is that work is no longer perceived as a place that we go, but it's the things that we do. And Gartner very recently did a survey of 315 CFOs in the US. And they asked them, what percentage of them how do they perceive work now? 74% of those CFOs said that they plan to shift between 18 and 20% of their previously in-office workforce into a permanently remote workforce because they're seeing the benefits of people being in a remote environment. They also surveyed employees, and those employees said, 41% of them said, we'd like to work remote at least some of the time, maybe not all the time. And I understand working remote is not the optimum situation for every employee, but for a lot of people, having that flexibility to be able to do it at least part-time is advantageous and attractive to them. Businesses have seen about an 85% increase in productivity due to people working remote. I've been working remote for a number of years, and I can honestly say that I get more done. I don't have as many distractions. I'm a very social person, so when I'm in the office, I like to go around and talk to people and have people swing by my desk and talk to me. But when I'm working at home, it's just me, and I'm a lot more focused on the tasks that I need to get done for each day, and I do get a lot more done. I wake up early and I work late, and it's okay. While we are shifting people into a remote workforce, the way we manage them and the way we look at their work environment has to change a little bit as well. So what we're seeing is that the employee environment is not as business focused as maybe it once was when they were in the office. And you also have to think about the technology that they're using might be shared. So kids are not necessarily in the classroom any longer. They're doing virtual classrooms and virtual school. So a lot of businesses are supplementing the technology costs for their employees, giving them a little bit of a stipend so that they can have faster internet to support all of the uses that might have to go on to a normal work day from the home or from that remote location. The way we manage our teams is a little bit different as well. So the way we communicate has to be altered because we can't just get out of our desk and walk over to their desk and have a conversation. One of the things that my boss and I have implemented is that we have a weekly, we don't do it daily, but we have a weekly launch pad where we get together utilizing the video component that RingCentral brings through our single platform. And we just kind of talk about what my objectives are for that week, what tasks I've got going on, what meetings I have going on, and if there's anything that I need from her. The other thing that does is it allows her to kind of check on my mental health. So to make sure that I'm okay, not just physically, but also mentally, and that things are okay, and she can kind of check on me. And it also allows me to talk to her about what my needs are. So if I'm feeling a little anxious or something, I can communicate that and get some support and some understanding from my leadership. So just because we're not in the same place does not mean that we can't see each other and maintain that human relationship that helps your employee base be productive and, more importantly, be happy in their jobs. RingCentral, we have a collaborative approach. So we have both our contact center and we have our UCAAS. So our UCAAS is our foundational, but we also have contact center for those environments. And we have inbound, more like an inbound call center option that's available, but we also have our Engage, which is really going to be digital communications and contacts with customers. And then we have our Engage Voice, which is more of an outbound component. We will be having a webinar that speaks specifically to our contact center offerings, but I do want to let you guys know it is all on one platform. So your UCAAS and your contact center can cross-collaborate and you can speak to each other without having to hop around to multiple screens or go into a completely different third system. Back on the UCAAS side, the way that we position what we offer is we call it MVP, or I call it MVP, but it's message, video, phone. And we have it in that order because that's really what we're seeing. Employees as well as general consumers are messaging a lot more. Video is important to maintain that human-to-human contact and to be able to see someone's face. And then phone. I like to say phone is never going away because sometimes there's a disconnect between keyboard and brain, and you just need to escalate it to a voice conversation to get some clarity. Let's look at each of these more specifically. Now, this is what the desktop looks like. So on your left-hand side, you're able to see basically like your toolbar. In the middle is your active working screen, and to the far right is where you're going to have any files that you've posted. I'm going to talk about those files in a little bit. You're going to like that a lot. If you look on the bottom left, though, I can see how many messages have been left, how many phone calls, and then also there's a link for video. With this, you'll see there are 39 messages that have gone back and forth, and those are new messages, so it lets me know those are things I need to read or catch up on. In regards to the phone, that's going to be your inbound phone calls, outbound phone calls, missed calls, voicemail. All of that is going to be under that phone icon. And then your video is really where you just do one click and it allows you to have that, that video connection or that human face-to-face connection with someone. And it can be one-to-one or one-to-many. In regards to messaging, it's your team-based messaging. So you can message fellow employees or coworkers, but you can also utilize our messaging tool to communicate external. So you can send from our messaging tool to someone's email address, or they can download the app for free, and then they have access to the messaging app as well. We can also do SMS, we can send to a text message, and we can also do multimedia messaging service as well. What I like the most about our messaging is that it's the real-time file sharing. So I'm a trainer, I create a lot of PowerPoint presentations, and I need to share those with my peers. I have peers that are in Denver, I have some that are in Manila, and when I'm trying to send that through email, I get a pop-up box that says this exceeds your file limit capacity. So I can't send it through email, but if I go into our messaging app, it doesn't give me a size limitation. The other thing that I really like about it is that it also does not go away. So it stays tag to that right-hand side of the screen that I just pointed out to you, it's there unless I go out and delete it. So it's really kind of there for posterity if need be. I can also schedule my tasks. So if I've got meetings or if I have deliverables that I have to do for a particular day, I can put that in the messaging or the calendar portion of the messaging app, and it reminds me of what I need to get done. When I've completed it, I can check it off, and that can be communicated back up to my leadership. This allows for me to really just kind of manage my entire day from the RingCentral app. I rarely go into my Outlook because I can do everything from my RingCentral application, particularly the messaging aspects of it. Video, as I mentioned before, I have one-on-ones with my boss, and we always do them via video. But it also, we have two options in regards to video. So we can do RingCentral video, which is what I use on a weekly basis. And then if you need more elaborate meetings, really large-scale meetings, breakout sessions, and things of that nature, we have our RingCentral meetings, which is app-based. So we have a web-based option and an app-based option. Both of them will allow for one-to-one or one-to-many. So you can have a lot of people on, or it can be a little bit more intimate. The thing that really kind of separates it is that you don't have multiple pop-ups. You're not having to put in a whole lot of information every single time you go out there. Once you've created a profile, you click and you go into the video, it remembers who you are. So it has that artificial intelligence built into the apps. And then there's phone. It's the enterprise-grade cloud PBX. So it's the same quality of voice that you have always experienced. The thing that we like, or that's that people like about our phone system, is that it's not a big learning curve for you. So toll-free numbers are supported, vanity numbers are supported, your local numbers are supported, and that's on a global basis. Your extension-to-extension calling is still there. You can fax, your smart routing, IVRs or integrated voice response services are in there. And as I mentioned before, it's global, it's secure, and it's a highly reliable solution. And you can do it on your desktop if you happen to be in an office or working from your desk at home. But if you're on the go or a mobile professional, the same features are available on your mobile device. And on your mobile device, it keeps your personal cell phone number separate from your business number. So if you're calling out to someone that's a business contact or one of your customers, they're not seeing your personal cell phone number. And I like to say, I like to keep my business business and my personal personal. We integrate with a lot of things, but I did want to shout out or spotlight the fact that we can integrate seamlessly with O365, with Office 365, as well as G Suite. We have over 200 business applications that we can do right out of the box. And then we've done about 2,500 or so custom integrations. So these were things that were a little bit more unique to a particular vertical or to a particular customer that didn't already exist. Now, if you have something even more unique than that, then we have access to over 25,000 developers around the globe. So we can cast a wider net to find someone to help us build your better mousetrap. So pretty much whatever it is you need to integrate or have built in to integrate, we can make that happen for you. In regards to the contact center, just kind of want to give a little bit more info on that since we did have that slide. It's an effortless experience for you. So basically they talk, it's always on, it's always supported. It's omni-channel in regards to our Engage Digital. And what that does is it allows for social media and chats as well as email interactions. So it opens up the door to more types of interactions that your customer can choose to have the flexibility on how they want to communicate with you. But it also allows for the business to track those different types of communications and keep a real, more accurate record of the exchanges that they're having with the customer base. It is built on the same platform as the UCAAS. It has the same levels of security that our UCAAS has, and it's all one centralized or one solution. So again, you're not having to hop around, and it allows for you to communicate not just external to your customers, but also internal. So having worked in a call center for a number of years, sometimes you need to access people that are in the back end or your support personnel to get answers to things, and you may have to jump to a different system in order to do that. In the RingCentral world, I can click and talk to my coworkers or my employee base as easily as I can talk to my external base, and it's still all in one place. Analytics is important on both sides of that coin, whether it's UCAAS or if it is contact center. And we allow for you to be able to see what's going on. So if you're an individual, you have analytics and you're able to see how you individually are doing. But if you're the administrator or part of the IT team, you can see how the entire solution is going on. And there's a lot of robust, so you can see quality of voice, you can see what features are being utilized. You can even get so granular as to see which employee is making more calls or having a particular issue with the solution. If there are challenges or if there are hiccups in the solution, because nothing is perfect all the time, it also allows for you to kind of drill down and see where the problem is. So if you have to reach out to 2020 Tech or you have to reach out to RingCentral directly, you're able to more accurately describe where the issue is or what you're seeing in the analytics, and that allows for the problem to be resolved in a much more timely fashion. We have a number of security measures, and it's really at every level, if you will. We're able to provide security and protections for our customers' data as well as our own. On the bottom there, I want to point out the high trust certification. The high trust certification is something that we are extremely proud of, because what that is it means that we've gone through a very rigorous and very detailed evaluation process of our infrastructure as well as our security measures, and we've really met some very, very high standards. What it also does is it means that when new certifications or requirements come about, we're at the front of the line to receive those things. So we've proven our security. The government trusts us in regards to our security. So when new security measures come about, we don't have as many flaming hoops to jump through, because we've already proven that we are very focused on keeping the customer's data secure. I know that some of you that are on the call today are in the healthcare vertical or are in healthcare. We are not HIPAA compliant, but we can provide you with a BAA to show that your solution does not compromise your HIPAA compliancy. So we support that. And these are some of the different departments that benefit from that benefit from RingCentral. And I like to say every department can gain some benefit, but there's some departments that get a little bit more bang for the buck. So sales is one of those. The RingCentral solution can allow you really to kind of reduce your travel budget. Before COVID, I was traveling a lot, and I anticipate that once the situation has kind of passed and settled down a little bit more, I don't see myself traveling as much as I used to. I see webinars and I see these types of trainings that we're doing now to continue quite a bit, which is going to save the company money, but also allow me to have a little better work-life balance. I think HR gets the most bang for their buck. And the reason that I say that is because it allows for them to interview people wherever they may happen to be. So you're able to cast a wider net, if you will, and get the best person and not necessarily be focused on getting the closest possible candidate. The other thing that our solution does for HR is, let's say you've got 5 or 6 people starting a new training class today. I can go into our messaging tool and create a team, and then we'll call that team New Hires 826. I can put all of the documents that they are going to need to complete out there so that each one of them can download it, fill out those forms, and send it wherever it needs to go. I can create the tasks that I need for them to complete in their first 14, 21, 30 days, whatever it may be. So I can see what task, or they'll be able to see what tasks they need to do. And as they complete them, they can check it off and I can see what's been done. So if a classroom situation needs to occur at the end of a certain period, I'll know when all of them have completed it and go ahead and schedule that face-to-face training if it needs to happen. So this really allows for those things to be a little bit more streamlined for the HR team. Oh, I know forms tend to change things, change documents, change. If something is updated and I go out and make a change, when I go to save it again, it'll say, hey, this already exists. You want me just to update the existing document? Click yes, and it's done. So again, you're not having to have 50 different versions saved in your messaging tool. It'll just keep updating your current one. I think that's really kind of cool. We're doing a marketing event online today utilizing the RingCentral platform. And then I'm going to jump down to the bottom and talk about pro services and training, because that's what I do. This allows for me, as I mentioned before, to not have to be on the road as much, but it also allows for people, it's a lot easier to come to a training class if you just need to go into your office and sit there for an hour or so. We used to do something called boot camps, and our boot camps would be a full day when we were doing them live, but we figured out a way to kind of condense that into about 3 hours in a remote environment. And it's not compromising the information, but we found a way to be more efficient in that time that we had, understanding that in a remote environment, sitting all day would be a little bit more of a challenge. So there's some creative things that can be done utilizing our cloud platform. So to kind of wrap things up, we want to empower employees to be productive from wherever they may happen to be. We do that by providing a single solution, which is really easy and highly reliable for them to be able to use. We want employees to be able to collaborate, but we also want to provide tools that allows for businesses to collaborate with their external customers as well when that's a requirement. And we want to make sure that IT and your administrators are able to see what's going on. So we provide advanced analytics that are very, very detailed with real-time reports and detailed information that allows for you to see the health and the wealth of the solution that you have invested in. And I see that there are a couple of questions in the Q&A, so let me click over there. How about AI capability? In the chat, in the Engage Digital, absolutely. We've got a lot of artificial intelligence built into Engage Digital as well as in Engage Voice. And yes, we do support chatbot, as well as other types of automated responses in order to get the communication going in a more seamless and a more timely fashion. Do you provide general public API service that we can use to integrate RingCentral with our on-premise developed system? Yes, we absolutely do. So we have an open platform and we have a software developers kit. You can go out to our public page and it shows what the requirements are, but that's where that 25,000 plus developer access to all of them, it comes through that. So if there's something that in-house you've developed and you guys want to integrate it yourselves, the SDK or the developer kit will allow for you to do that, and the open platform supports it. And let's see, there's something in the chat. Okay, I think we're good. Is there any workflow capability so customer service can transfer to a technical team for further support? Yes, and the beautiful thing about RingCentral and our contact center is that if, let's say the call came into the contact center or the customer service environment, and I needed to transfer it over to our tech support group, the cradle to grave recording and the cradle to grave tracking of that call will not stop. And a lot of solutions, once you transfer over to your UCAAS, it drops off or that recording doesn't continue. It does continue here, so that's a really cool thing. Any additional questions that I can answer? Oh wait, I see a couple more came in. Nope, I think we're good. All right. Any additional questions or concerns that I can address for you? All right, I'm going to turn it back over to your 2020 reps.
Hi, everybody. This is Stephanie Rubin. I'm the Director of Collaboration Business at 2020 Technology. I want to first thank everybody for joining us today, and I hope you found the session helpful and you're eager to learn more. I put our contact information in the chat, so you'll have both my contact information, my email and phone number, as well as Colby Shoemaker. And I also put a link to our website for future events. We have a few coming up over the next few weeks, including a RingCentral Contact Center specific webinar, which we will be also offering Grubhub gift cards again for lunch. So hopefully we'll see everyone there. So a little bit more about 2020 Technologies. We're here to guide you through the process from beginning to end. Usually we offer our customers an assessment services where we help identify best practices and use cases and day in the life scenarios We document those and we help our customers understand the return on their investment and their network readiness. And then once they are decide what the platform to move forward to, we also offer implementation services where we document and define call flows. We do all the provisioning, and we also do go live support for the port if you are doing the voice services. And then finally, we also offer managed services where we let your team focus on their day jobs, and we sort of take over the moves as changes and help manage the system from beginning to end. We're also a certified RingCentral implementation partner. So as I mentioned, for when we do the implementation services, we are very familiar with RingCentral and how their provisioning services work. And so we're here to support you there. Additionally, we're going to offer everybody who attended this webinar a half-day ROI assessment, so we can help you understand the cost savings you can achieve by moving to a cloud-based platform. And of course, if you're interested in having a more focused demo, just let me know and we can help get that scheduled for you and your extended team. And that is pretty much all I had. So thank you again for joining. Are there any final questions? All right. Well, I think that concludes our webinar. So
oh wait, Stephanie, sorry,
yeah?
I have gift cards that I want to give out. So
oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Back to
I'm
you.
going to ask
That's
a couple of so here's how the gift cards are going to work. I am going to ask 3 questions. Each question is worth $100. You will receive an electronic gift card. Emily's going to be tracking who was the first to answer. Now, I would like for you to type your answer in the chat box for me. Okay, so once I ask the question, type your answer in the chat box. And the first correct answer will be the one that wins. Let me also share, the decision of the judges is final, and I am the judges. Okay. All right, so the first question is, what percentage of CFOs said that they're shifting office folks into permanently remote? Close, but no cookie. Milan, you told me what percentage of folks are going to be going home, but that, Chrissy, you're close. Right subdivision, wrong house, as my grandma would say. There we go. I think it's Marquette, M-A-R-E-K. You got it. 74% of CFOs said that they're shifting between 18 and 20% of their previously office workforce into a permanent workforce, a permanent remote team. Awesome. Emily, I hope you got that name for me. And I see some folks, did some people? Okay, so good. It's good that the 3 people that were in the Q&A did not give me the answer that I was needing. If you can type it in the chat, guys, that'll be better because that way I only have one place that I have to monitor. All right, so give it that. All right, the second question, also for $100. This question is, what security certification did I say we were really proud of? No, not yet. I'll give you guys, oh wait, I got something in my Q&A over here. All right, so it looks like Keith got it over in the Q&A. It is high trust. So Keith Son, you are absolutely correct. It was high trust that I said that we were most proud of. Excellent job. All right, last one, guys. Also for $100. This one should be pretty easy. All right. What department did I say gets the most bang for the buck from the RingCentral platform? All right, I think it's Milan again, M-I-L-A-N, said HR. That is who I said gets the most bang for their buck. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I love it when people play along. It's so much fun for me when people actually participate. So we have those 3 individuals who have won a $100 e-gift card. Emily will be getting those out to you very shortly. And with that, if there are no additional questions or concerns, I'd again like to thank you guys for being here today. And we look forward to working with each and every one of you and seeing you on a future event.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks for attending, everybody.
Is that one question that I need? ISO 27K1 certified. I got to get the answer to that. And that was Milan. Okay, I think we did good, Stephanie. What do you think?
I think so. I'm excited. I hope.
They were an energetic bunch. Yeah. I have to be honest with you. Sometimes we do these and we get no questions. We don't, people just sit there when we try and give away the gift cards. So the fact that they were really interested, and it wasn't just one person, it was like everybody kind of playing along. So that was really,
yeah.
And
I'm sorry, I almost forgot the giveaways. I forgot.
It's okay. I forgot to move the slides at the beginning. I was so listening to Keith at the beginning, Kevin at the beginning.
Oh, Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't move the slides. I was like, I'm supposed to be moving the slide.
Whoopsies. We'll get through this.
He's such a good presenter. I was just engaged in what he was saying.
He's really funny, actually. Back when we did all these, we used to do these live with like lunch and learns, and he would always have these funny jokes that he would tell that were like a little really cross the line. Oh, I'm getting another call. Do you need me to stay on? Can I drop?
No, you can drop. I'm going to go ahead and end it now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.